What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are in my shop and we are going to talk about one of my recent purchases since I sold the Trailblazer. Alright, so for those of you who follow me on Instagram, you know that I picked up a Harley. This is a 2007 Street Glide. It was actually local to me here in the Raleigh area, and after I sold the Trailblazer, I wasn't looking for anything really, but I always scroll through Marketplace and this just happened to pop up. This is the bike that I've had for about 3 or 4 years now. I ride it as often as I can, but it's not really built for comfort. It's meant to look cool. So this is based on a 2004 Buell. Everything's bolted to a twisted chopper's frame. It is a rigid with a 1200 Buell engine, basically a Harley engine, an Evo. So I do ride it, but I can't ride it very far. About 20 miles is as far as I want to go on this. So I wasn't looking for anything, but since this popped up, the gentleman that owned it was nice enough to bring it up to me when I was at work one day, and I checked it over and kind of like it. It is brown. It's actually a Toyota color, Sunset Pearl Mica or something like that. I have the paint code 4U3, but it is, you know, basically stock, except we have a 23-inch front wheel with raked trees on it. It's got extended and lowered bags, and then bag extensions in the front. It does have a tuner, Reinhardt exhaust. Kind of a cool bike. It is not in the best shape, which is okay. It's got nicks and scratches and, you know, the fender's beat up a little bit, but that's all right. I've never owned a bike this big, a touring bike. So I didn't want to get something super nice just in case, you know, I scratch it. So this is a good starting point for me to ride something, and it still looks cool. So when I brought the bike home, the first thing I did is I changed all the fluids. The gentleman had been running AMS oil in it, so I changed the oil, the transmission fluid, and the primary oil. So all that stuff is new and fresh, new oil filter. And then I blew the bike apart. See a picture here. And basically what I wanted to do is learn how everything comes apart, how it goes back together, kind of nut and bolt it a little bit. And I had to replace the amplifier, which is behind the radio. Glad I did, because now it sounds a whole lot better than it did before. On the back of the fairing, you can see it has an aftermarket Bluetooth radio, and 2 of the gauges have been removed, voltage and air, or the other way around. Tweeters here, and then it has 6.5-inch dB speakers back here, all Bluetooth. Kind of nice. Something else that I'm not used to is the bike works on a key fob. So you leave this in your pocket, hop on it, and you're good to go. Kind of a neat little bike. The front end, the forks have been changed to look like a Springer, but it's not. It's still a standard style with the big fender and a 23-inch wheel. So I did have to put a new tire on the front as well, which was really hard to find. One manufacturer in the entire country had 27 of them, and they were in their warehouse. So luckily I was able to get one. Did a little bit of polishing, cleaned it up a little bit. I missed a spot right there. So just something cool to tour around on. My girlfriend wants to be able to ride on the back, so of course the Buell you couldn't do that. This one we can. I'm learning a lot about Harleys as I work on this bike. I know nothing about Harleys, honestly. I couldn't tell you anything about this except it's a 2007 Street Glide and the modifications that have been done. So when I blew it all apart, it was kind of fun learning the wiring, learning the nuts and bolts, figuring out how the front wheel comes off, stuff like that. So that's what I've been doing this weekend. Kind of exciting. And just something neat to cruise around on. So I do have the Buell for sale. If anyone knows anyone that's interested, you can email me. hipsitv@gmail.com. The bike still has insurance on it and the tags are up to date, so if I want to ride it, I can. Really fun bike, just ready for something a little bit more big boy toy. So there we go. I know I haven't posted in a while. I just wanted to give you guys a quick rundown of what's been going on around here. We've been really busy up at RPM, so it's hard for me to come home and work. So got the new bike, gonna cruise around on that a little bit. Might do a couple videos on it, some modifications that I'm planning on doing. Nothing major, mainly cosmetic. But the Harley culture is crazy. There's a lot of aftermarket parts manufacturers for body, for engine, for suspension, and it's kind of neat. Something else on this bike that's pretty cool, it has air ride on the back. Kind of a cool feature for when you're parking lot pimping. You can drop the air out of the back, gets the bags nice and close to the ground. Kind of fun. So, guys, as always, follow me on Instagram. I've been posting up about this bike for about a week. That's how long I've had it. So, just had a chance to run out here and do a video on it. Stay tuned, more project stuff coming up. The Packard still sitting behind me. I'm working on getting a fuel tank for it, which, of course, is hard to do. So, once I get a fuel tank, this thing will run and hopefully drive under its own power. That's the only thing I'm really waiting on, and then we're going to start suspension modifications, get the interior back together, stuff like that. So, as always, guys, thank you for watching, and stay tuned. We'll see you next time.